Hey guys, it is Brido here, and welcome back to another gaming conversation. In today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about Grand Theft Auto 5, the game that is highly anticipated from Rockstar Studios. It got a release date just last week or so, letting us know that the game is now officially coming out in the second quarter of 2013, which is most likely going to be spring 2013. No actual release date as of yet, but that was the first real major information that we've heard about this game. We saw the trailer a while back, but really Rockstar's been keeping tight-lipped about what is going to be inside Grand Theft Auto 5, and today info has released from the new Game Informer issue, and Grand Theft Auto 5 is going to be starring three main characters. So it's going to be Michael, Trevor, and Franklin are their names, and these characters are going to be interchangeable. You can play as either of these three. They're different types of overall characters. They're different types of people. I'm going to read a little bit of an excerpt here from an IGN article that is about the Game Informer article. It says, Michael is a retired bank robber in his early 40s who is now in the witness protection program, and whose wife has burned through his substantial fortune, causing him to get back into the game. His friend Trevor, the second protagonist, is around the same age as Michael, and described as a drug-out psychopath who's a career criminal and prone to violence. The final character, Franklin, works as a repo man and is younger, in his mid-20s. Franklin is described as a young and capable one of the bunch. All three come together to perform heists, which are described as a big theme of the game. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this because this is pretty big news. I mean, all previous Grand Theft Autos, the main stories at least, have been based on a single character that we followed through their story. And it's the first real big news from the game, and it's talking about the fact that we're going to be able to play as three different characters. And even in this article, it goes into saying that you can actually interchange and switch from character to character when you want. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this works, as this is something that Rockstar has yet to do with this series and is completely different. Now, personally for myself, I'm actually all for this. I think this is a really cool idea because I'm a big fan of heist games, and we really don't see that many of them. There's Payday the Heist, which I thought was quite a cool game, but in the hands of Rockstar, I could see, that type of style of game. If you remember Grand Theft Auto 4, there was that bank heist in that game that was actually probably one of the best levels in the game. So seeing them potentially doing this and having a big impact, these guys working together, going out on these heists, I think that it's going to be really interesting to see. But it's also really interesting, as we've touched on there as well, that the fact that these guys are going to be interchangeable characters that you can play as. And I don't know exactly how this is going to work. I'm, open to the idea. I think this is an interesting idea. But at the same time, too, it's something that we've yet to see from this series, and it'll be interesting to see how that works, because, the worlds that Rockstar creates are usually these very large, real worlds that you go around in by yourself, and supposedly with a click of a button, you can actually switch between these characters that are living out their lives. Another interesting quote from the article as well is that Los Santos will be the biggest open world in Rockstar's history, bigger than Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto 4, and San Andreas combined, which is massive. If you played any of these games, you know that these are huge worlds. This is actually true that they have made a world that is bigger than those three together. I'll be lost in that world for months to come. The one other big note that I want to kind of go over, though, is that that's a pretty big note in general, but also the fact, too, that there's some minor things that they go over in this article, and if you want more information, you can go to IGN.com. You'll see it on the front page right now. Also, if you can pick up the Game Informer issue, there's probably going to be a lot more tidbits in there, too, and it's always an interesting read. But to continue on with this, each of these characters is going to be supposedly in their own worlds where they're doing their own things, and you're kind of jumping into their role. And when you're on missions as well, you can switch around from characters, where they use the example that on one heist, one of the guys, I believe it is the younger one, Franklin, he's on a roof sniping at enemies, while another one is doing another job, and another is doing another job, and you could switch between these two when they're flying away in a helicopter. You could choose to fly the helicopter, choose to be the sniper, choose to just be the gunman at the back. There's all these options where you can go between these. And yeah, when it comes to their life as well, they're supposedly going to be doing their own things. They're going to have their own friends and be a part of that. So it'll be interesting to see all that in the process. Also, the other thing too that's kind of interesting to note is that they said that you will not be able to own property in the game, so these characters are very much going to be set in their ways, set in their lives, and probably connected in some way to the story with where they're living and what they're doing. But at the same time too, they also go into the fact that There's plenty of different things you'll be able to buy in the game, and there's probably going to be a lot of customization to go with that too. So just a quick note on this is I want to, kind of let you guys know regarding this if you haven't seen this already, and just talk about it a little bit too. I want to hear what you guys think of all this, because it's pretty big news. I mean, Rockstar makes great games. I always, whenever a Rockstar game comes out, I'm definitely there to buy it. I mean, LA Noire, some people didn't really like that one that much. I enjoyed that game quite a bit. Red Dead Redemption is one of my favorite games of all time. And, you got your Grand Theft Auto games, which are also fantastic too. So, I mean, they usually don't lead us wrong with the content that they create. And this is definitely a step in a different direction. I'm very excited to see it, but I want to hear what you guys think as well. Let me know in the comments below. Do you guys think this is something that'll be interesting? Are you excited for Grand Theft Auto 5? And what do you think regarding this whole system that they're going to have here, where you're going to be able to control 3 different characters? That's it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed. And if you like this one or want me to talk about different topics, let me know in the comments below too. And I'll definitely get around to them, or just talk in the comments regarding them as well. Thanks, guys, for listening in.